Spy vs Spy is based on a recurring comic strip within Mad magazine about a white spy and a black spy who were always trying to entrap or destroy the other one with the goal of stealing secret plans. Spy vs Spy first debuted in 1961 and was created by Cuban expatriate cartoonist Antonio Prohías. This is a computer game that has always held my fascination, developed by Mike Riedel and published by First Star Software in 1984. I remember playing alongside my friends back when I was a kid, and we'd have so much fun just setting traps on each other, and more often than not, customizing the levels to the largest amount of rooms and literally playing hide and seek, setting a gauntlet of traps along the way. In fact, this was the first in a series of 3 Spy vs Spy games that we used to play, and hopefully you'll stick around to see the other 2 games in the series, Spy vs Spy 2 The Island Caper and Spy vs Spy 3 Arctic Antics. Here, in the first of the 3 games, the crazy rivaling spy duo, White and Black, duke it out in an embassy in a faraway land. Their objective is to secure a passport, some secret plans, a key, the traveller's checks, and to sit on the plane before it leaves. Time is ticking, and the rivalry between the 2 spies knows no boundaries. You play as the spy only known as White, and you're stationed in an embassy. Somewhere, randomly placed, lies 4 items that you need to collect in order to complete your mission. But your rival, Black, is also there to do the same. The game is played from a dollhouse-like perspective, where you walk from room to room or even up and down ladders to explore various levels of the building. Each room has furniture that you can search, and you can hinder your rival by placing deadly traps of various kinds. The controls are somewhat unconventional. It's easy to accidentally discard items, and you can't walk diagonally, which makes for some stiff movement overall. This is especially notable during fights. Also, when both spies get into the same room, any held items are automatically discarded in favour of pulling out the baton, which is confusing at first. Setting traps is only a matter of selecting the desired trap from a menu and placing it on an object. There is no visual feedback that a trap has been placed, other than if the trap item disappears from your hands. It looks exactly as if it was merely discarded. You are, however, given a sound effect that confirms that the trap is armed. This also means that you'll hear when your enemy places a trap, giving you a fair chance to spot where it went. Spy vs Spy is one of the early video games to feature a split-screen setup, allowing 2 players to play independently and against each other, showing White's perspective on the top screen and Black's perspective on the bottom screen. This holds true even in a single-player game, meaning that you'll see every move of the computer-controlled opponent on the bottom screen. This is how I used to know how far away my friend was, so I could quickly set a door trap before he'd find me. Hours of fun and pure nostalgia. The various traps you have at your disposal are bombs, springs, acid buckets, guns with strings and time bombs, all of which will instantly kill your victim when triggered. Placing a trap is easy, but you need to know which kind of traps can be used where. For example, acid buckets can only be placed on doors, while bombs can only be placed in furniture. The game won't show you this. It is something you must figure out for yourself, or read in the instruction manual. I'll link this up in the video description if you would like to have a look. It's pretty useful. You are given a limited number of traps when the game begins, but they're always plentiful, so generally you don't really need to worry about running out of traps. There's always the risk of falling victim to your own traps though, which obviously is a central concept of the game, but you need to stay ahead of your own as well as your rival's mind. There are means to bypass traps, however. You can use clippers to cut strings, umbrellas to protect you from acid buckets, and water to defuse bombs. These amending items are all found in infinite numbers from special cabinets, but you can only carry one item at a time. Also, in order to disarm a trap, you must know where it is and what kind of trap it is. Once you grasp how all the traps work, the game becomes almost like a frantic puzzle, where you have to plan ahead and memorise where traps are and how you can bypass them. Collecting the mission items is somewhat special. Unless you find the briefcase, you can only carry one mission item at a time. There is only one briefcase in the game, so the one who finds it first has an obvious advantage. You are given a map that shows you the locations of the mission items, so tracking them down is basically only a matter of referring to a map. While you're carrying a mission item and press the fire button, the held item is automatically discarded. It can, however, be found again by searching the furniture in the room in which you've discarded it. Something to note is that any other discarded items are gone forever. If a spy dies, his held mission items are discarded in the room in which he died. It is thus important to keep track of where your enemy dies so that you can collect the items that he eventually dropped. Also, upon death, you are penalised with a time penalty, and each spy has their individual timer as indicated on the screen. If you fail to complete your mission in that time, your game is over. If traps fail to stop your enemy, you have a trusty baton that will come in handy for close quarters combat. Fighting is done by holding the fire button and rocking the joystick either up or down, or left and right. This translates into downward strikes and thrusting stabs, but there's no way of telling which attack is the most effective in any given situation. The faster you rock the joystick, the quicker the succession of attacks. And as each successful attack stuns the opponent for a brief moment, the game seems to reward quick strikes. Fighting is always risky, because it's practically impossible to avoid being hit in the process. There's just no way to defend yourself. It is thus a matter of knowing your striking distance and rocking the joystick faster than your opponent. The game can be played on 8 different difficulty levels, which adjusts the complexity of the embassy. The harder the difficulty level, the more rooms there are to explore. The number of traps you have and the time limit also scales up hand in hand with the difficulty level, effectively giving you more of the same. Independently from the difficulty level, you may also adjust the skill level of your enemy. The higher skill level he has, the faster he will work at finding the mission objectives. He'll also be more deadly in hand-to-hand combat, up until the point where he's practically impossible to beat. Playing with 2 players is without a doubt the main attraction of the game, because the enemy AI just isn't very fun to play against in the long run. He makes no mistakes except for walking into traps that come in his way, and it's pretty easy to predict his actions. When it comes to close combat fights, he will relentlessly hunt you down until either one of you dies. Thankfully, all these issues disappear when you play with another human player. Then, it really becomes a battle of wits. Spy vs Spy is a competitive and original game. It hasn't got a whole lot of variety, so it's best played in short bursts. Thanks to that, it randomises levels though, and it has good replay value and stays fresh for a long time. A hilarious slapstick comedy classic, sporting superb 1 or 2 player action and an utterly fab tune. A C64 classic that simply shouldn't be missed, and Nick Scarrim's simple but eternally memorable music is brilliant. Thanks for watching, guys. Please hit the like button and let me know your thoughts about Spy vs Spy in the comments section. If you're enjoying the nostalgia and want to continue with me on this journey, revisiting classic games just like this, then please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Also, check out the playlist where you'll find more instant classics just like this. Hope to see you on other videos in the channel, and until then, bye for now.